Are you hiring independent contractors for your business? If you paid someone $600 or more for their services this year, the IRS requires you to issue them a 1099 NEC form. But don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create, send, and file a 1099 form step by step, ensuring you stay IRS compliant and avoid penalties. And if through this process you want the easiest way to file your 1099s online, check out tax1099.com. I personally use this and it simplifies the entire process all the way from generating the forms, and you can also e-file them directly with the IRS there. Again, I'll throw my affiliate link in the description. All right, so let's get down on how to do this. Step number 1, do you even need to file a 1099? So not all payments require a 1099 NEC. Here's how to determine if you need to issue one. So the recipient must be an independent contractor or a freelancer or non-employee, meaning not a W-2 employee. And you must have paid them $600 or more during the tax year. The payment must be for business services and not for personal expenses. So C corporations and S corporations usually don't require a 1099. Well, except for attorneys and medical providers. If the contractor meets these criteria, you must send them a 1099 NEC form by January 31st. So then step number 2 would be to collect the contractor's information. So before you even pay a contractor, you should request a W-9 form from them. This form includes a full legal name or business name, their taxpayer identification number or a social security number, a mailing address, and tax classification. So like, is it an individual, an LLC, a corporation, etc. And just a small tip here, keeping W-9s on file saves time at tax season. And again, if you don't have a W-9 from your contractor, request one immediately to avoid delays in filing. So step number 3 is to file out the 1099 NEC form. Once you have their W-9, you can now fill out the 1099 NEC form, and here's what you'll need for this. You'll need your business details, so your name, address, EIN, or SSN, the contractor's information, which you got from the W-9, right? The total amount paid to the contractor, and then just enter the total amount paid for the year in box 1. And then in box 4, if you withheld any federal taxes, enter that amount in box 4. Then you need to send 2 copies. Copy B goes to the contractor by January 31st, and copy A is filed with the IRS by January 31st. So hopefully this is all making sense. If you're mailing paper forms, you'll also need Form 1096, which summarizes all the 1099s you're submitting. That brings us to step number 4. Send the 1099 to the contractor and file with the IRS. Now that you've done all of that, you now have 3 different options for filing. You can mail the paper form, essentially just print and mail copy B to the contractor and copy A to the IRS. Or option 2, you can e-file with the IRS, and the IRS actually prefers e-filing because it's faster and more secure. And then option 3, you can use tax1099.com for quick online filing. That's what I personally use. So instead of dealing with paper forms, Tax 1099 allows you to generate and e-file 1099s instantly. And they also help you stay compliant. Again, I'll throw a link in the description. So here's another tip. If you file 10 or more 1099s, the IRS requires you to e-file them. And again, Tax 1099 makes this super easy. You can sign up using my affiliate link in the description and send those. All right, so step number 5 is keep records for at least 3 years back. The IRS requires businesses to keep copies of all 1099 forms for at least 3 years back. Store them digitally on your computer, or if you're using tax1099.com like I talked about, they will have it saved. So here's some common mistakes that are made that I see often. Let's try to avoid these mistakes. Number 1, not collecting a W-9 before actually paying the contractors. Always get it up front to avoid any delays. The second mistake is missing the January 31st deadline. Essentially, filing late can result in IRS penalties, and nobody likes penalties. The third mistake is entering incorrect tax ID numbers. Double check all the contractor's W-9 information to ensure accuracy. And the last mistake is forgetting about state filing requirements. Some states require an additional 1099 filing, so check your state's rules on this. And people always ask me, why use tax1099.com? I personally just find it the easiest way to file your 1099s. You can generate 1099s in minutes. You can e-file them directly with the IRS on the website. It will help you ensure your compliance and avoid penalties. And it stores all your 1099s previously. Again, the link will be in the description, guys. It sells itself. All right, so let's recap this a little bit because it's kind of a lot, right? So filing 1099s for independent contractors doesn't have to be super complicated. If you follow my 5 simple steps, you'll stay compliant and keep your business running smoothly. Again, if you're looking for any of the tools, I'll throw all links and resources in the description. And if you have any further questions, hit me up in the comments below. But guys, before you go, stop. You need to check out this next video. I'm confident that you're gonna love it.